Hi and welcome back to Love Sober YouTube channel. My name's Kate Bailey and it's lovely to see you here. And today I really want to talk about sobriety and fun. And this was a kind of a missing piece for me and something that when I first thought about stopping drinking, in my very early sobrieties, going back 10 years, I was actually really frightened because I thought I'd absorbed all of those societal messages from, alcohol marketing and the rest of it. Like, you won't be able to socialize, you won't be able to have fun, you won't be able to connect with people, people will find you boring, you'll find you boring, all the things. And so it was really frightening because I just thought, gosh, life's going to be miserable. And actually what I have found, I'm here to tell you the good news that actually it was the welcome mat to a whole load of fun and a life so much more rich, so much more authentically fun with alcohol in it. So we need to be a little bit of a detective around this and ask ourselves, first of all, because I think this is a really common piece for people. And if we've been using alcohol for many years, there can be that fear around it. And we're not used to going out fun hunting, right? Because we're used to outsourcing everything to alcohol. So let's ask, for me, it was like, actually, is waking up at 3 a.m. dehydrated and paranoid, is that fun? Not really. Is waking up the next day and then wondering if I've made a fool of myself and trying to piece together the evening and wondering where I've put my keys and my purse, is that fun? Not really. No, I think that's not fun. Do you see where I'm going with this? Have I done something to upset the boss? And that was kind of me for many years, that I kind of really wanted to stop drinking, and then I'd go, and then I'd, go out and then I'd drink too much, and it was just like, rinse and repeat. And actually it was having a really negative, and most of the time I hadn't done anything bad, but it was almost like robbing me of that peace of mind and, that sort of paranoia that would come in about kind of what I'd done, and it genuinely was not fun. So what then did I do in early sobriety? I mean, maybe if you're early sobriety, you might resonate with this when you're like, actually, I don't really know, because I've just been doing the drinking and going out and socializing and thinking that was my fun. And some of it might have been fun, right? Some of it may have been. But it's really important that we can create this authentic alcohol-free fun. So ideas. There is a resource online. I think it's 500 things you can do instead of drinking, like 500 hobbies. There are so many things that we can be doing. How do we know? Well, we try things, and then if we like them and we're like, yay, okay, that's fun, right? So this is where I'm going with that, is that it's like the bear hunt. You can't go over it or under it. It's just like we do it, we go through it, right? And then we know. So it's an experiential thing. So what is actually fun? I found that, a big piece obviously is fun being with other people. So authentic connections. So maybe the thought of going to a party for 8 hours on a Friday night is just not fun. Fair enough, right? But maybe going for 2 hours might be fun. So maybe we resize things. Maybe talking to that big group of people is stressful, but maybe if I go out for brunch with 2 of them, we have a great time. So it's really about getting quite curious about these very kind of rigid forms of socializing that we've been told is social connection, and then seeing how we can play with them. What's actually feeling good? Is it a 5-minute micro connection after a yoga class where I just have a really good chat? That fills up my social bucket. That's enough for me today. That feels really nice. So again, it's that leaning into self, asking how does that feel for me? How does that genuinely feel for me, rather than shoehorning myself into supposed fun and then having that kind of weird narrative about, well, why isn't it fun? And, making it our fault or something. So it's up to us to find out what our fun is and go and do it, and then we know, and then we have this bank of practices. So what is fun for me? The things that I tried. Childhood hobbies were a good place for me to start. I was like, I liked tap dancing, so I took myself off to a tap dancing class, and then I realised that I'd hurt my ankle. And I was like, no, I think that ship sailed. Singing and dancing, so I joined a musical theatre club, comedy clubs. I love riding. I used to love horses as a kid, and my daughter likes to ride, so occasionally we'll book a hack, so that's another thing. Now we've got so many brilliant kind of alcohol-free alternatives in pubs, so we can actually go to pubs. Maybe we want to do a quiz so that we don't have that awkward thing about having to just literally sit and talk to people. You know, maybe that's a different thing we could do at a pub. Yeah, some great alcohol-free alternatives. We've got day clubbing now, that's kind of a thing. I think Gen Xers are kind of leading the cavalry with that, and maybe some of the younger generation. So yeah, it's this exploration. So I just wanted to really, bring that today to as a little bit of a beacon in the dark. If you are very early days and thinking this is just not going to be fun, believe me, you're going to have so much fun, and it's going to be so much more fun than the other. That actually, if you're watching a video like this, it probably isn't much fun for you anymore. So if you have any questions, I deal with a lot of this in my program, Love Sober Life School. We look very much at the keys of the science of happiness to regulate our nervous system. How do we go find fun? How do we socialize? Like all the tips and tools. So if you're interested in that or any of the other work that I do, go to lovesober.com and you'll find everything there. You can also book a free discovery call with me if you're interested in any of the programs and wondering if it's a right fit. I'm always really delighted to have that discovery call with you.